Good Thursday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, we have some patches of dense fog around Bell County this morning. That might be the only spot we're watching, at least as far as what I can detect. And you may have a different weather report, which I would love to have you share in the comments section of either Facebook or on YouTube, because I'm doing both today. But because temperatures are, again, below freezing in these areas, and I'm including Union County, Claiborne County, Granger, and say Hancock County, but certainly up toward Bell County, visibility has dropped to next to zero, so please be extra careful. It's 26 degrees, by the way, up there, 27 in Jacksboro, and if you get to Jonesville, you're in the lower 20s, 21 degrees there. Compare and contrast that to Knoxville, we're at 35, but with the wind that we have at the moment, 35 actually feels like 28. So it feels pretty cold here in Knoxville, a very cold day to start. But the sunshine will be the dominant feature today, and we're going to talk about a little bit more in the way of potential snow going into this weekend for some of us in East Tennessee. Maybe more favored for the Smokies, but I want to talk about that coming up here in a moment. By the way, the Ultimate Doppler Radar presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa, the best, I say the best, express car wash and vacuum in East Tennessee, now serving Alcoa, Newport, Athens, Morristown, Jefferson City, and soon to open in Clinton, Greenville, and Johnson City. It's like getting 2 car washes for the price of 1, and you might want to do that on a sunny day, maybe get some of the dirt and grime off your vehicle. By the way, as the radar shows, it's quiet across the whole state, where we do have some flakes still coming downwind of Lake Erie, like Ontario especially, and mostly down near Syracuse, but that's where the flakes are at this hour, and there's still some wet weather across the midsection of the country. If you're on the call, I want to say good morning to you. It is Thursday. You're getting close to the weekend. I can tell you this, it's going to be one of those half and half type of weekends. I'm not talking about your coffee, the half and half for that, but I'm talking about like half the weekend's going to be good and dry. The other half might be unsettled. And it's going to be one of those things we're going to have to watch for sure. If you're on Facebook, let me know what's going on in your world, because I'm going to come over here. Maybe leave me a comment. I'm going to go back to YouTube, and I see Steve Stone. He's already there with a happy face, and he's got a good morning to me and to you. I'd like to say good morning to you. But if you have a report of maybe some chilly air, maybe your temperature, I'd love to see that here as we get further into the morning here. But radar shows it's pretty quiet across much of the deep south. A couple of showers into parts of South Texas. As I mentioned, the temperature part of the story this morning. 35 degrees, feels like about 28 at the moment, but it's 32 in Oak Ridge, 26 in Wartburg, Rockwood, so 20s and 30s are much more common, maybe more 30s if you're the heart of the valley, but 20s outside of town. We have a 9-mile-an-hour wind, and as I mentioned, that 35 suddenly feels like it's about 28, given that wind chill that's still out there. So please be extra careful. You might have to do some scraping on some of your vehicles. By the way, the 24-hour temperature change is actually 5 degrees warmer now. As I take a look at some of the notes, I see here we had a high of 58 yesterday. I had said 57, tried to mention that to my premium members, I said if we hit 58, wouldn't surprise me. But we were in the upper 50s. Today, about 56. I think with enough sunshine, kind of a variable cool start from 30s and 20s. Wouldn't be surprised if we get to about 56, maybe 57 for the afternoon high. Today, now 24-hour temperature change, 5 degrees warmer now than it was at 6 o'clock yesterday morning. Now, temperatures around the state do vary. They're in the mid-40s in Memphis, lower 40s in Chattanooga. So you don't have to go that far, about a 90-minute drive before you can experience maybe a little more warmth down in Chattanooga, Hamilton County. 25 degrees in Johnson City, and it's freezing right now in Asheville, 34 in Greensboro, North Carolina. So if you're traveling this morning, that's what you're going to encounter. We're going to find clear skies today. Hard to see a cloud. I think you'll be hard-pressed. Most of it's moved further south of Birmingham and south of Huntsville. So grab the sunglasses. It will be a bright day. And here's what I expect this afternoon. 54 for Morristown, White Pine, Talbot, and Russellville. About 57 for Newport, Dandridge, as well as, say, Jefferson City, about 55. 56 for Knoxville, 55 for Maryville, Alcoa, and there may be some low 60s as you travel further south toward Chattanooga. About 61 there for Tellico Plains and Madisonville. 55 for Crossville in the heart of Cumberland County, mid-50s for Wartburg and Kingston at 56 degrees. That's where I expect to be here on a Thursday. Oh, I got some notes finally coming in here, showing up on my screen here. Brenda Perkins says, good morning. It's a cold in Newcomb. Thank you very much for that update, Brenda. Becky says, good morning. Love the sunshine. One of those free vitamin D days. Is that, I guess that way you can look at that. And we're going to get another one like it tomorrow. So that's good news for all that involved. Thank you, Becky, for that. Brenda, you're sending me some stars. Thank you very much. You're very kind. kind. I appreciate that. Dennis Hatcher. Noting from Dandridge, he's got 34 degrees in Dandridge this morning. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Thank you, Dennis, for that update. I love it. I love being able to get real-time updates as we go through the weather forecast for the day today. And here's kind of an explainer, because times keep changing. Every day's different. Sun comes up now. Boo. 7:38. You mean it used to be 7:36? I know. We haven't reached the winter solstice yet, which typically occurs around the 21st. So we're at the 14th. We get another week of shortening days, but the sun will be going down at 5:23. So if we have to wait till 7:38, so be it. The teeth will be chattering. There'll be some scraping, and so it goes. But at least it'll be nice and sun-filled as the kids head off to school this morning. And when they come back, I'll describe today as a cool afternoon, but it's certainly, no doubt, a cold morning. Some of us are in the 20s. Some of us are in the 30s. And even if you're in the 30s, like Knoxville, it still feels like it's in the 20s. 10 o'clock temperature about 39, but the all-important pickup between, say, 2 and 3:30 should be around 55 degrees. I suspect finishing about 56. Now, I want to show you last week's drought monitor, because things are changing. At 8:30 this morning, if you want to note the time, you can always go to their website with NOAA, N-O-A-A. The NOAA drought monitor comes out at 8:30 on a Thursday morning. But I wanted to show you for comparison, because we had so much rain last weekend. I suspect a lot of these colors will start to change, and maybe more to the favorable, drier, on the lower end of the scale. Because right now, technically, Knoxville is under a severe drought, which is an orange. Now, we love orange in this part of the country, right? But maybe not when it comes to this legend on the drought monitor. Some areas have been, most recently, under the extreme drought, and that would be Harriman, Crossville, and Wartburg. That's from last Thursday. They only update this once a week. So I suspect we're probably not only going to be away from the orange, but might be closer to the yellow or brown, if not this week, certainly after this weekend, because I think we could have what I would describe as a potential drought-busting rain, because it would have been 3 weekends in a row where we could get well over an inch, maybe 2 inches or more. That's what's on the table for the Sunday night into Monday. There's a lot of rain that's going to be coming, so this is just for comparison. I mean, you can see how bad the dry weather's been in the months of September, October, November. This is all a culmination, like a cumulative effect that's affected much of Tennessee and Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. So at least for us, you can see over the last 30 days, we've seen some vast improvement, which is why the coloring has disappeared from our quote-unquote deficit for the last month. The deficit has disappeared. By the way, I'm going to get to the future snowfall here coming up. But I want to give you my headline. Sunshiny today and Friday. Next chance of rain will be Sunday, and it could be sizable. It's all going to be depending on this southern slider. Most of it's going to be rain. Some of it will be snow. And if it's snow in the Smokies, it's going to be heavy, heavy snow. And I'll show you what that may look like. I mean, there's a lot can happen, because today's only Thursday. And as I've told you before, mentioned it yesterday, we're not going to have any confidence with snow forecast amounts till you're within 3 days or less, because sometimes it's an audible. You're like, what? You're like calling it an audible. That's how strange this winter may be. And my premium members are fairly well versed on how changeable the long-range forecast can be. Mountain snows late Sunday and Monday, but we'll see if any of that makes it into our region on Monday. Could make it into the valley or plateau with some wraparound cold air. Future snowfall. Let's take you through time. You don't see much going on through the 15th or Friday because we got clear skies. But then all of a sudden, some color starts to appear. If not in the Smokies, but right there into the mountains of North Carolina. Well, that's interesting. What's that bullseye look like? Well, let's zoom in. Maybe it's a foot. Like I said, showed it yesterday, said 0.2. It was 0.2. How can it go from 0.2 to 14? Happens every day. In fact, it changes every 6 hours. So, yeah, you could pull your hair out trying to figure out, is it going to be this or going to be that? It changes and it's all going to be changing on whether that low kind of moves this way or this way. And that's as easy as tracking a marble on your dining room table. You put a marble on the dining room table and just blow on it. See which way it goes. It'll go any which way it wants to go. And that's why I say you want to stay tuned for this weekend's forecast. It's going to change 10 times, if not 15 times, between now and Sunday night. But if you are traveling, this is going to be a very tricky forecast. If you're traveling into North Carolina on Monday morning, you might be greeted by quite a bit of snow on the ground. Right now it's 35 degrees at the airport. We have a north wind at northeast at 9, miles an hour, and it feels like it's 28 with the wind chill. Here's the Valley Planner. So I want to check back with you and your comments. Sunny skies today. We're going to get back in the 40s in Knoxville as soon as 10 or 11. And then I think we'll finish the day about 56, maybe a 57 in the shade at the airport. That's my expectation for this Thursday. Good morning. Once again, I want to say hi to you. I want to say Brenda says good morning. Currently at 33 in Morristown. Michael Turner says he said it's frigid in Morristown. Wait till tonight, because we're going to be uniformly in the mid to upper 20s tonight. It's going to be cold because we're not going to have the clouds. All the clouds, well, they're not going to be here or tomorrow. So we're going to like taking the blanket off the atmospheric bed, so to speak. It's going to be very cold. Brenda said, have a blessed day. And Alice is drinking some coffee. Good morning. She says, enjoy the beautiful day ahead. And if you're on YouTube, let me know. Oh, I got Wanda Poe on YouTube. She says, hope rain we have coming won't be as bad. I don't expect storms per se, Wanda, because I think a lot of us are a little sensitive to what happened, obviously, last weekend in Nashville and the areas of Clarksville, Middle Tennessee. But I think the rain will be sizable with a lot of drama from the heavier rains. Marilyn Bell says, happy Thursday, everyone. It was a beautiful day again yesterday. Glad to see. I saw your winter outlook. Some say it's not going to be bad. I listened to you, and you always get it right. Thank you, Wanda. Wanda's very kind. Also one of our premium members and have also big supporter. As you'll notice, he puts out quite a few comments on from time to time. Valley Planner today in the mid-50s. If you're just joining me, I purposely put the 80% there on Sunday night because that's the main event. I think you'll be able to get church services to and fro without any major issues. But come Sunday night, the heavier rains may pick up in intensity, and that might make for some big puddles. Again, it's just going to depend on track. Timing is this is the timing. Sunday night into Monday for heavy rains, but the track may still yet to be determined, and that could play a big role as to how much rain we see and how much maybe snow the Smokies actually receives, because they're going to be much colder than we will naturally. Storm Prediction Center shows not a whole lot of color, maybe just some general thunderstorms today, as it's now 6:52. I'll be done in less than 8 minutes. You'll notice Texas, Oklahoma, or at least the western half, and parts of Nebraska under some general thunderstorms, possibly down toward Key West and Miami as well. South Texas might get some thunderstorms today, and not severe, but just general thunderstorm variety. Dallas, Houston, same situation tomorrow as it moves further into the Lone Star State. For us, it's quiet because we don't even have a cloud. But oh yes, all of a sudden, Saturday, well, that's weird. Where did that come from? Same storm system. Actually going to be a little more active for isolated severe storms across much of Florida. That would include Disney World, Jacksonville, Tampa, and Miami, and Key West. So the Storm Prediction Center believes that if we get severe weather this weekend, it's not going to be in Tennessee, it's going to be in the Sunshine State. So they're going to have some active weather during Saturday's time frame, and that's just, again, some of their maps from this morning. Futurecast shows the big area of high pressure. Well, you like to call it big bubble, no trouble. And you'll see it when you look outside and you go, where are the clouds? I think it's rather disturbing. I don't see any clouds today or tomorrow. There must be something wrong. No, it's nothing wrong. It's just the air is sinking. It's not rising. And it's all coincidental, not coincidental, with the big bubble of high pressure, the big ridge that's developed across Kentucky and also the Ohio Valley. But Friday looks nice and sunny as well. Then we move into Saturday. The rain starts to move into Arkansas. Maybe some thunderstorms there in yellow off to the far west, and it starts to fill in further south. But it's not until that low comes up from the south, a little southern slider, as it were, that would make it for a very interesting winter if this pattern continues into January. You're not expecting, oh, you are. Oh, my. Well, let's take a look. Futurecast, we'll do this. Temperatures by midday should be in the lower to mid 40s by noontime, about 51. Upper 40s for, say, Oak Ridge and Kingston. So that's our expectation by noon, and we'll add a few more degrees through 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock temperature about 56 for the high temperature. Then once we move into tonight, that's when the free fall in terms of temperature begins to develop, because we're going to be cooling down into the upper 20s. My expectation is we'll nudge 28 for the low temperature tomorrow, and we'll finish again around 56 for your Friday. So if you like it today, you're going to love it tomorrow, because it's like the same day, except it's maybe a touch colder in the morning. I mean, 35 now versus 28 tomorrow morning. That's not exactly the same, but it feels like 28. So it may be academic. It may be like a carbon copy. Boy, you're dating yourself there. It may be a Xerox copy, or it's just a copy. It's well, you get the picture. It's a similar day tomorrow at 56 on Friday. Saturday, hazy sun and clouds. I think we'll find more increasing high clouds throughout the day. So here we go. It's 6:54. Now it's 6:55. Finishing on time. 56 high temperature day. A sunny day, a cool afternoon, and the wind should prevail today out of the northeast about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As you can see here, temperatures around the region should be in the mid-50s. I got 57 for Newport, 57 for Sevierville. I've got 56 Knoxville, 54 Morristown. La Follette, upper 50s, very possible, about 58 for you. And does it come back here? Whoops, want to go back. This is the one I wanted. That's the one. Over here. There we go. So anyway, you'll notice 57 for Oneida and 57. There we go. 57 for Oneida, Jamestown, Double Nichols, as well as Crossville. So mid-50s are going to be common today. Just make sure you grab the sunglasses, as it will be helpful not only today but tomorrow. Now, if you're looking to travel today, you will be going into the warmer pattern if you get to Nashville or even Chattanooga. They should be in the low 60s today. Atlanta should match our temperature in the mid-50s, but it is going to be cooler. In the mountains of North Carolina, they'll be in the low 50s. In Asheville, about 55 for Greenville for the latter part of the afternoon. Tonight, down to 28 degrees. Clear skies. It's frosty cold. No getting around that. And you'll notice our temperatures winds are going to be about 3 to 8 miles per hour. I got a couple of notes from you as we go back to the Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for tonight. 28. That's cold. No wonder you put the emoji on there. Yeah, it's gonna be like it was just a couple of days ago. 29 in La Follette, looking for a low in Middlesboro, closer to 20. You say that's just not right. 29 in Crossville, looking for a low about 26 in Morristown for a low temperature tonight. We'll keep an eye on that. I want to say good morning to you. I'm looking over here to Esther. Esther Atkins says, good morning, David Aldrich. It's 30 degrees in Washburn this morning. Thank you so much. And Diane says, Michael Norman, it has been very cold and chilly. Really weird. He says, wasn't the blizzard of 93 a southern slider? It was a combination of everything. There's been quite a few papers written about the blizzard of 93, Michael Norman, but you are correct. It was a massive storm and a deepening low system, a powerful storm that many of us haven't been able to forget. Every March, it usually comes up into the conversation. Very true. Diane Ladyhawk says she's back home. Want to welcome her home back to East Tennessee. If she's been traveling, it's good to have her back as well. So temperatures tonight in the upper 20s, 27 Oneida, about 26 for Athens for a low temperature tonight. It is 6:57. Here is your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. Please note, this weekend forecast will need to be watched because, again, it could be a super soaker where we get in excess of 2 inches of rain, or it could be like a swing and a miss, but I don't think it's going to be a miss. I think we're going to get something. It's going to be either a lot of rain for Knoxville, but could there be enough moisture on the wraparound that we see some snow outside of the Smokies? Could it move into the Plateau and Valley? That's something we'll be watching for Monday. So it does get sharply colder Tuesday. Tuesday, we were lucky to get out of the mid-40s before we bounce back up with mostly sunny skies Wednesday at 52. So the only precipitation days, as you can see, there are Sunday, Sunday night, Monday. Obviously, Sunday night is a night forecast, but it gives you an idea. One big storm system that's going to pack quite a bit of moisture heading in our direction. By the way, if you haven't checked out my winter weather outlook, you'd like to know a little bit more of how and what I'm thinking, I have a 15-minute video that you can see only on Facebook, but you have to join Captain Accurate Premium, and you can do that by going to CaptainAccurate.com. I put a lot of thought into it. Also, you'll be the first to see my snow forecast, and there's going to be quite a few events. Probably not unlike what's going on this weekend, but down into January as well, and then February, and then March. But if you'd like to know what be in the know, we do examine each and every day forecast that goes beyond the 7 days. We've already been talking extensively about Christmas Eve, Christmas Day forecast, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day forecast, and right into Elvis's birthday and beyond. We're doing that daily. And if you'd like to sample it, come on in, join us. You can see the post, you can see the video, and you also get to see what we do in the subscriber group because we do quite a bit each day, and we'd love to have you join us. You could cancel anytime. It's just $4.99 a month. It's like the price of a 1 cup of coffee. 1 cup of coffee for the whole month, or 16 cents a day. Anyway, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.